Welcome to Let's Get Real, a podcast where we talk about all things Muskingum women's soccer. I'm your host, Lauren Hurdle, and today I'm joined by Emma Morton, who's a junior nursing major on the team. Today we're going to talk about why she chose Muskingum, her experience being a nursing major, and what her future plans are with the profession. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. So, what inspired you to become a nursing major?
So I've always wanted to help people growing up, and I used to actually want to be a vet. But doing that was a little too sad for me, and I really enjoyed working with people and helping people get better and just stuff like that.
So is this something that you've always wanted to do since you were a little girl, or did you have another dream growing up?
So the vet was my main dream, and I actually went through 4-H and did all those types of projects.
Oh wow.
And actually through 4-H I did a health project, and I learned a lot about it, which led me into high school. We had this medical sciences program at a hospital, and I really liked it. So that's kind of what changed my path a little bit.
Yeah, okay, cool. So now, why did you choose Muskingum for both nursing and soccer? What drew you to this school specifically?
Yeah, for nursing, we have really great professors. We have a great lab, and I really just enjoy the environment of it in general. We have really small classes, so you get a lot of hands-on experience and attention. Mm-hmm. And then for soccer, it's really hard to find a program that lets you do both nursing and soccer, and I was able to do both, and I just really love the girls in the campus.
Yeah, I know it really helps. There's a lot of student athletes here that are nursing majors, so professors and coaches understand the things you have to go through. You had to miss practice yesterday, and coach was all right, there's nothing he can do about it, and there's nothing you can do about it. So yeah it's kind of nice having that understanding between all areas of campus.
Yeah, and it's nice to be able to work around it as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of times where I make things up and try and get it in on my own time.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, which is nice. So when you were on your tour here, was there anything specific that stood out to you about nursing?
Honestly, just how friendly and willing they were to teach you. Mm-hmm. On my first day, they were teaching me parts of the anatomy on our big anatomage table, and this was just on my visit, and they were going into it so excited, and just kind of their excitement to teach the next generation of nurses really drew me in.
That's awesome. Okay, so what does a typical week in season look like for you, especially being a nursing major? Because in season we have a lot going on.
Yes.
So we'll touch on that first.
Yeah, so in season my week looks like I have a day full of classes, and then normally I'm able to make practice and lift afterwards. There's one day a week where I'll have clinicals, and so I normally work with my professors to try and get the earlier time so I can make practice. Mm-hmm. And I really like to plan ahead, so that way I know that if there's a conflict, that I can message my professors and coaches so I can make games and I can make practices, but also still get that education in.
Mm-hmm. So now with you being a junior, obviously a lot of that stuff starts to add up over time. Going from your freshman year to now, especially going into your senior year, how have you managed the differences between and going up, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I think my time management has gotten a lot better.
That's good.
By a planner.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. But just honestly planning my schedule out so that way everyone has a big notice so we can get it figured out ahead of time rather than this last minute craziness.
Mm-hmm.
Has just honestly really helped me, and it's helped me build connections with both my professors and coaches over time.
Yeah, I feel a big thing is communication.
Yes.
Make sure even if something changes last minute, make sure you communicate it right when you know it.
Yes, yeah, that's a big thing for sure.
Yeah. All right, so now out of season right now. I know you said you have clinicals. You mentioned to me earlier you just worked a 12-hour shift the other night.
Yep.
How do you deal with that with kind of more of the free time? How do you stay focused on the nursing stuff while also attending everything you can for soccer?
Yeah, so I actually got a new job at one of our local hospitals as a tech, and I just think that's given me really hands-on experience, and just to be with the patients on more of a day-to-day. Mm-hmm. I think it'll really help me for my future. It has been a little bit difficult trying to coordinate it just because I have to be there 2 days for my training. But our coaching staff has been really great about it, and I've been able to make up lifts and that kind of thing. And hopefully as we get further into spring season, I'll be able to be more on the soccer side.
Yeah. Especially as practices start to heat up a little bit. So going back to clinicals, I don't know much about nursing, I'll be honest. Can you explain what clinicals are for somebody who has no clue?
Yeah, so clinicals are basically where we get to go into either like a nursing home or a hospital setting, and we get to do things that nurses would do. So over a couple years, we build up our skills. So like your sophomore year, you start with like vital signs and like getting heart rate and all that fun stuff, and then you work your way up to get into like giving meds and IVs and all that kind of stuff. But it's been a really great experience. We've had a wide variety of clinicals. So right now I'm at OB, and I will be going to PEDS next week, which I'm really excited for. I'll get to go to Nationwide Children's. So
that'll be fun.
Yes, very excited. But we just get a lot of experience, which is great.
So now how do you handle the transportation to something like that?
Yeah, a lot of us, we carpool is a big thing. For me, like for Nationwide, since it's near like where I'm from, I'll get to stay home, which is nice, and kind of work around it that way.
Yeah. How have these clinicals experiences prepared you for life after? Is there something that's really like stood out to you during this time?
Yeah, I just feel like overall how like the hospital works and how like the medical setting works, and also just kind of like problem solving, like FIO. Yeah.
The FIO. I like it. Figure it out. I like it. You know, Josie and Amanda mentioned that the other day too. Oh man.
I told them
it always comes back. It always comes back. All right. So when you're at clinicals, I know sometimes you see some hard things, and that's just the reality of the profession. How do you mentally get through those tough days, and how has soccer allowed for that outlet for you?
I think soccer's been a huge outlet for me personally. I know with some of the mental health clinicals, I struggled just because the situations were really sad.
Yeah.
But being able to come to practice after and just get to see my teammates and just kind of relieve some of that stress and sadness was really a good way for me to like work that out.
Yeah, that's good. Now, on more of a happier note, what is something that you've experienced in your classes or just being here at a nursing major that has been like your favorite memory, something funny? Go off that.
We had a lot of fun at the nursing home as a group. We definitely bonded as a nursing class.
Yeah.
But I think on more of like a serious note, like the first time I ever like did my IV stuff, I like made me really feel like, oh, like this is real, like I'm gonna be a nurse.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. How does sharing these experiences with other teammates? I know not everybody's as far along as you because they're in different classes, but how does sharing this experience, being a nursing major with other teammates, like what does that mean to you guys?
It's honestly a really big thing on this team. Since my freshman year, like Morgan and Kai, we would always talk about it, and it kind of helped prepare me mentally, and it kind of gave me like a little bit of ease going into it. Like I feel like I somewhat knew what to expect a little bit, and I try to do the same thing for the newer classes coming in, just like tell them my experiences and then listen to theirs. We have a lot of return demos, so also like helping out practicing for those, because I was real scared to wash my hands that first time.
That's crazy. Being scared to wash your hands is wild, but I get it. Like there's a lot that goes into this profession. Like every detail matters.
Yes.
And I think that's another thing that goes back to soccer is like the little details. I mean, literally, like the post we posted last night was all about the little details.
Yes.
So
I think for both things, it takes you from good to great.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So now I feel like it also gives all of you guys that other form of an outlet. Like you said, like you're able to talk with each other about experiences. What does sharing even some of those tougher experiences like with them, how does that also allow for like an outlet for you guys?
Yeah, I think having someone who understands what you're going through, especially talking with like the older groups and not being like that older group, because as much as like we do talk about some of the stuff at practice, it's kind of like not having that background, but just honestly that understanding and like you're not alone in what you're experiencing.
Yeah. Do you still talk to alumni and ask them like what they're doing now? Yeah.
Yeah, so I still talk to them all the time.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. What are your future career goals for nursing? Is there a specific area that you kind of want to go into?
Yeah, so I want to end up end goal being a CRNA, which is a nurse anesthetist. They work underneath an anesthesiologist.
Okay.
Yeah, but so to get there, I'm going to be working in an ICU for a couple years before I go back to school. So I'll be doing that after graduation.
Okay. Do you see yourself moving back home, moving somewhere else? What does that look like?
Still kind of up in the air about that one.
Fair enough. You got a year to figure it out.
Yeah. But I think definitely Ohio has great programs for that, so I'd kind of be crazy not to.
Yeah, that's fair. Very fair. All right. What advice would you give incoming student athletes who are thinking about being nursing majors or even just being more of that heavily involved major?
Yeah, I think just knowing that there's support for you and that like you are able to do it. Like there are people there for you. The professors will be there for you. Your teammates will be there. The coaches will be there. And it's something you work through together. It's not something you do alone.
That's awesome. Thank you, Emma, for taking the time to talk with me today about nursing, and best of luck with soccer and your future career.
Thank
and
you.
We'll see you on the next one.
See ya.
Bye.